Alright, it's a little loud down here. Got the dryer on and the furnace is blasting. But this is a little quick Gallows Pole addendum to what I was saying. Somebody had emailed, I had made 2 sets of videos for Gallows Pole when the levee breaks. I ended up using the second ones because my wife came home. And anyway, but I didn't mention in the Gallows Pole, the 2 Gallows Pole videos, there actually is something Bonham does, and it's very straightforward in the song. Somebody had emailed me and asked me about it, and I assume this is what they're talking about. Is he just doubles up the beat. Remember, it goes... Well, actually, at that point, the pattern is doing the other thing. One, two, three, four. Anyway, Bonham doubles up a couple beats. He goes. So, and he probably hits the. I would imagine he hits the bass drum through. You're doing the hand to hand as it's actually being done. And that's just, you know, 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3 and 4E, 1E and a 2. Okay, so that's what he does that a couple times at the end. Just adds instead of it's. I'm fairly, again, you know, I have a problem. Like once I start doing it, suddenly the whole song's in my head. I want to like double check. So 1E, 2E, 3, 4, 1E, 2E, 3, 4. And I'm pretty sure he does after the. He's going like. Okay. And so I hopefully that's what you were asking. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I addressed it in the first set of videos I did, but not in the second. So, but I do want to clarify something too. Again. It is very difficult because technically speaking, at the very end of the song, you remember in the first 2 videos, or the second one of the Gallows Pole videos, if you want to get real exact where he puts those beats, the reason why it sounds so funky, again, given the nature where those guys, you know, where they, I don't even know that frickin' part they sing. I'm singing the Robert Plant part from another song. Surprise. But they put that part in where they're singing. And then again, John Paul Jones is doing the that climb down. That really sort of creates the illusion of those are in a spot like on an and, not so much John Paul Jones's main riff, but the other one sort of starting sort of like an and area, so 1 and 2 and or 1E and a 2E and a, where it sort of makes the time, it can make the perception of a change. And again, I put that in the video, that Sick Again, which is to me a classic example and a very obvious example Zeppelin does, is at the end of Sick Again, ba da da ba 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 ba. If you know what I'm talking about, go back and listen to the end of Sick Again. But anyway, so the riff goes ba da 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 ba da 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 da, and Bonham goes ba da 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 ba. So he's just playing. Just over that part. I mean, it's fairly straightforward. And again, surprise, you know, that Bonham, the classic, does that all over the joint. It's like his favorite lick. Anyway. Again, okay, so where I'm going with this, let me stop digressing, is Robert Plant thing goes, ah, ah. So, makes it like if you were to start the song, if you started listening to the song after he starts going, ah, it sounds like everything's on the upbeat, like a la Hot Dog. Ah! You know what I'm saying? just sort of like a mind. It's an ingenious sort of way. It just kind of, you're like, oh wow, you know. So that's the anyway. So the end of Sick Again. That sort of thing sort of happens. That kind of thing at the end of Gallows Pole. And the point I'm trying to make is I think when they were actually tracking the tune, I think it would have been less. This stuff would have seemed less crazy on the drums and stuff if you heard it when they first tracked the tune, like when they were just sitting around just playing it before maybe they overdubbed the singing parts and other stuff. Because sometimes after you add stuff over, it can make stuff seem more obscure. But anyway, technically speaking, at the end of Gallows Pole, if you remember from those other videos, what Bonham does, and again, the riff I just played at the end of Sick Again is what he's doing in Gallows Pole. Again, the classic Bonham, right? But anyway, if you're playing it hand to hand, and that would be the E. E and a 1 E. Okay. Okay, but then, the pincher, the thing that really is exactly where that goes in the end of Gallows Pole is very tricky. Well, it's not tricky, it's right there, but those snare beats, and the pattern, again, those two patterns he does is... That first snare beat is technically, the way is on the 4. So it's 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and... It's actually hard for me to sing 3 E and while doing the bass drum part, so bear with me. So 4 and 1 and 2. 4 E and 1. 4 E. No, what am I doing? 4 E and bear with me. With one hand. I'm sorry. With one hand would be 4 E and. It's 4 because this would be 4. It's 4 and 1 and 2. 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 4 and 1. And that goes. It's the same spot too. It's the 3. It's in the 3 count. Where the 3 beat on the snare, the downbeat, the 3 is withheld. On one of those, it's totally withheld. On the other one, it comes on the E of the 3. So 1 and 2 and 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. And again, that pattern I think starts out in like the 420s, 430s. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, and then of course, and then the other pattern, which I think is at about 410 maybe, where he totally withholds the 3 count, is 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Okay. And again, so the 1 in that part of the song, just to totally beat a dead horse, where John Paul Jones going da 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 da. That snare beat right at the top of that is the 1. Da la 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 da da la 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 da da la 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 da okay? 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Okay? It's awkward. It's very awkward to play, and it's one thing. I mean, it's anyway. That's where those notes lie in the tune. And again, I think if you were to heard Bonham playing that, if you heard like the original track they cut, the point I guess I was trying to make, it would be a lot easier to kind of follow what he's doing before they add all that other stuff over the top. And or again, like I raised the possibility too that maybe they made the song longer, maybe Jimmy Page cut part of one of the takes and just spliced it together. You know, again, where I said that pattern change, whatever it is. You know, I don't know what happened. But it's a great recording. It's one that, you know, it's very, I mean, it's as Bonham as you get. But remember, you know, Bonham does that all over the place. That's what happens there, you know. Sorry, this is rattling. Okay, so I just wanted to make that addendum, really to address the. But then I thought I'd make the other thing clear.